Welcome back. Football season is coming to an end, but we still have the big game left. And joining us today is Michaele Musel of the Beef Demonstration Center. Thanks for joining us today, Michaele.
Sure.
I understand you have a great Mexican beef stew recipe that'd be perfect for Super Bowl Sunday.
I do. It's actually, it's fabulous. It has just enough kick, a little different in the flavor profile.
Yeah.
And you could use your leftovers, use as a topping for a baked potato. Great Super Bowl food.
Wow, that's perfect.
So let's get started.
You bet.
First thing I'm going to add, I'm going to mix together my flour coating for the beef.
Okay.
So I'm going to add about 1/3 cup of flour.
Yeah. Hope you got some hot stuff there too, right?
Oh yeah, I have a tablespoon of ancho chili powder.
Oh wow, okay.
This is where the heat comes from.
Yeah.
I've got a tablespoon of unsweetened cocoa powder.
Really?
Mm-hmm. This is that flavor change I told you about.
That's very interesting.
And I'm just going to kind of mix this up.
Okay.
Just to get all combined.
You bet.
And then I'm going to take, I've got about, 2 pounds of beef for stew.
Okay.
If you've got a chuck roast or a round roast, you can certainly cut it up into about 1 1/4 inch pieces and use that for your beef stew.
Okay.
So, but I've bought it pre-cut for myself.
That's perfect. Make it easy.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to add that in. And then I'm going to take my flour mixture. I'm going to sprinkle it over the beef. I want to coat the beef really well. What this is going to do is this is going to help thicken the stew. It's also going to flavor the beef and help it brown.
Gotcha.
So we've got it all coated.
You bet.
I've got my stock pot heated, ready to go.
Okay.
And I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of butter first.
Okay. All right.
I can always add more if I need it,
Yep.
but I'm going to start with a tablespoon.
Not other oil, just a little butter.
Just a little bit of butter.
Yeah.
You could use a little olive oil.
Okay.
Or vegetable oil.
Yeah.
Turn this down a little bit.
Perfect. Then you're gonna
I'm going
put that in to brown it, basically.
Yep.
Is that what we're doing?
Absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and add my beef.
You don't just dump it all in. You just
No,
want to.
because I'm going to use the reserved flour toward the end for thickening.
I see.
So I'm adding all my beef.
Okay. And what temperature you're?
I've got this on medium to medium high. So I'm going to set this here for a second. I'm just going to brown this.
Awesome.
So once your beef is browned, you want to go ahead and add, I'm going to add about a 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes, small can of diced tomatoes.
Not spiced up or anything. It's just regular.
Nope, just plain.
Perfect.
Dump that in. I'm going to add a 1.5 cups of beef broth. And this is another level of kick. I've got about a couple teaspoons of Chipotle peppers.
Okay.
So I'm going to add that.
Sounds good.
Add a little here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stir this.
Stirring that up and letting it brown.
And then I'm going to go ahead and add my reserve flour.
Okay.
This is all going to come to a boil. Now, once it's to a boil, and I'm going to cover it and let it simmer.
Okay.
You would have it simmer for about 2 hours.
Oh wow.
And then after the 2 hours, you'd add about a 1.5 cups of frozen bell pepper strips or fresh sautéed bell pepper strips.
Okay.
But this is easy.
Yeah, right.
You just dump that
Easy
in.
and fast. Gotcha.
Exactly. And then you're just going to cover, let that heat about 15 more minutes, and then what you've got
Voila.
is a delicious Mexican beef stew.
Wow.
And I've paired it with Chipotle mashed sweet potatoes.
Oh really? I've never had those.
You've got that great combination of sweet, hot, spicy. It's an excellent combination.
That's outstanding. Well, thanks, Michaele. You can get details on this recipe at our website at cattlemantocattleman.org.